Good afternoon, friends. Today is March 22nd. I am recording this video for the March 25th. First is let's start looking at S&P. S&P in the last, I guess, this week it hasn't really made any big changes, and I guess there was a couple of days we were scared because of Cyprus, but I think there was a more of a negative news from our U.S. corporate sectors, like especially from the FedEx and the Oracle news scared the market more than Cyprus. So I am still thinking that the market is heading towards the 1607, and that may happen before the third week of April. Another pattern which I'm looking at in S&P, which some of you may remember that I had this similar pattern in inverse head and shoulder pattern, which was worked out quite well in the past. This was the previous one. This one, I guess, where I actually started trading it about just about like the 1525 level, and the target was about 1565, I think 1565 range, and I bet that was the range. It almost reached it, and then now there's another inverse head and shoulder pattern which is developing on 30-minute chart. So I am actually monitoring this. The trade is about 1558 and 75, so it needs to close above that price, and then we will look for the minimum range of the target ranges would be 1571 to 74, and 78 would be the completion of its inverse head and shoulder pattern, and that may be the target for the next week also. So now let's go and look at there are a couple of other stocks, but actually let's start looking at ES itself. I know people trade ES more than S&P, but I guess I actually monitor both of them, but I trade ES intraday. So I guess in ES, the target in ES would be 1608. That would be the 127% of the target, and that will be also reaching about the third week of April, which is, I guess, 26th April is in S&P, but this is about 1st of May. Let's look at gold. Yes, I know gold has been making quite a bit of upsides in the last few days, but still the trend is still, for me, it's a solidly red yet. So for me, in order for me to actually think about taking this kind of a double bottom type of pattern, what I need to see is I need to see the price close above this EL level first. That 1625 is the probably I look for it, at least the minimum. Then I would probably think about trading this, but so far I do not have a position in that. And at the same time, let's go ahead and take a look at gold GLD also. GLD doesn't have a similar type of an ABC, probably it doesn't fit, and that's the reason it's not drawing it. Anyway, but it's GLD also is nothing to trade yet. And let's look at NQ. NQ is probably NQ is a little bit more weaker than I guess S&P in the last few days, and there's of course one of the biggest reason is Apple is not performing this week. It has kind of a perform, but it's really didn't make it didn't see a whole lot of technology stocks moving up quite a bit. But here the target would be, the immediate target would be about 28.36, and then I guess the final targets would be in this ABC pattern. Actually it's not so final, but actually reaching 100% of its target is about 29.33. Let me show you, somebody asked me about TF. TF is, yes, I do not trade TF. I've stopped trading it probably about 4 years ago, maybe now. At the time, I guess, before it went to ICE, I used to trade quite a bit of ER2, but now I do not trade it. If you are trading TF, the targets in TF will be about 988 is the, that's again before the May 1 is the target. Now let's look at Apple. As you can see, Apple, I still do not have any kind of a position or any in it, and just 1 second. So here is Apple's head and shoulder pattern. It did reach its first target range between 390 and 490, and is the target zone. And from then, it actually now bouncing it back to 461. Even this itself is not enough for me to actually take a trade yet. I would think I might change this bearish stand if it really closes above this 475 480 level, and that's when I would think that maybe market is probably giving us some type of a positive momentum into it, but until then I do not have a position in Apple yet. The next one is Avago Technologies. Avago Technologies has a what I call is it's almost a double bottom pattern, and it is showing quite a bit of a bullish conditions into it. So I guess the target would be it has already reached its first target zone between 35 and 37, and the next target zone will be about 38 and 50, and even the higher would be like 40 and $43, and that would be the next target zone for the Avago. Next is the Baidu. Baidu again, it's a double bottom type of pattern. I do not have a position in Baidu. I was waiting for it for a bit and thinking that I might get into it, but of course still the trend is quite solidly negative. So because of that reason, I don't think there's any position yet. So I guess if it does close about this $88, which is probably it might change its just an entry kind of thing, but I'm still skeptic about this Baidu yet, so I don't have a position in Baidu. The next one is BP. BP actually showing a strength today. Today I was watching it. I still don't have a position yet, but I guess the target, well, it is again. This is also a double bottom pattern, and now it's trading about this 200 period moving average. So this is probably now it's actually a pretty good candidate for buy. It's actually trading at $42, but I will be waiting for next couple of days and see if it actually gives me back, gives an entry. And I wanted to see a little more of a follow through into this PP2. The next one is Caterpillar. Caterpillar, I think we talked about it last video, I believe. And here Caterpillar is now setting up an ABC bullish pattern. It's not an entry yet because it needs to trade about $89.50. It's almost like $2 from now, but I guess if it does trade about next week, and I'll probably consider it to go long on Caterpillar. The other one is a CRM. CRM, I posted this quite a few times. If some of you probably remember this, CRM has a pretty solid ABC bullish pattern, and now it's actually setting up a second bullish pattern here. But if you look at this pattern, let's see if I can take off this. And so one of the pattern which I was actually posting it in the past in the CRM is it's ascending triangle, and also it broke out of this ascending triangle, and I guess my targets in that would be something like a between 190 and 203, I believe, and that's what I will be expecting my first targets to be in the CRM. Next one is Coinstar. Let me turn on the ABC here. Here is the CRM. In this CRM, of course, we are looking for these targets to be between $60 and $64. The Coinstar's earnings are also due on April 25th. Next one is CVX, which is a Chevron. I've been posting this for quite some time. This is kind of my oil proxy stock, and I'm still trading USO, but I guess the targets would be the first target range would be about $123, and then the next would be $129 in CVX. The next one is Deckers. Deckers is still strong. Deckers, I guess their earnings are again due on April 25th. The target range for Deckers would be between $53 and $59. And the Devon, I actually took position in Devon, and I think I posted this last week. I believe it is last week or the previous video. Here, there was a Devon and Chesapeake. I guess Chesapeake, I kind of missed the entry into it, but here, Devon gave another entry into it, and so now I'm back into Devon. Devon is again, their earnings are due on May 1. So the targets would be 59 and 61, and then 61.75, and then the next higher targets would be about $67. So that, I guess, right now I think I'll be waiting for it to actually hit this first target zone. That's before the May 1. Next one is the General Dynamics. General Dynamics, I've been posting it for a while too, and I guess I have a position in GD. GD, my target will be between 71 and $73 on GD. Google, I do not have a position in Google, but I thought I would show you is a Google is still pretty much in a strong trend uptrend mode. So the first target range in Google would be like $850, and that would be the 100% of its AB range. And the next would be $912, and that's quite far, about $100 from now. And the next is Intel. Intel, I have been trading and I have just added more positions into Intel. My target range would be between $22.50 and $23, and this is what I call is also a perfect ABC bullish pattern. The another one is Nike. If you go back and look at it, Nike, I've been posting Nike for quite some time. I have traded Nike in the past, but I do not have a position, I guess, before their earnings, and today it went up by almost close to $7 at one point. I think the target would be in Nike would be like between 62.75 and 65.50. So that would be its final targets for this ABC pattern. And if you look at it, this ABC is also a perfect ABC bullish pattern, and I guess the target ranges would be I guess 227 and 262 would be the kind of a final target zones for this ABC. Next one is SanDisk. SanDisk, I do not have a position again, but I am expecting its target would be between $58.75 and $64. Next one is Target. Target also, I posted this quite a few times. Target is now, Targets I think the earnings are on May 22nd, but now the target range would be between $72 and $76. This is the USO. I've been trading USO for quite some time, and USO I still have positions, and now it's actually back above this 200 period moving average. So the next target would be between 35 and 35.75, and that would be its first target zone. That would be it, guys, for this week. Thanks again, and I will be posting more videos next week.